Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm back, and people have been crying about me posting in my TikTok comments, so decided I'd upload today. But today is leg day or lower, but we won't be going to the rec center because there's a game today because it's Saturday, so the rec center's closed. Alright, so we're gonna go to a Crunch Fitness because they have a free gym membership, so I'm gonna use the free trial because I'm not paying for a gym membership to go somewhere for one day. All right, so we're gonna go to Crunch today. Hopefully the gym doesn't suck balls. Probably will, but hopefully they don't tell me to stop recording, because if they do, it's gonna be a problem. All right, so Crunch, we're gonna start off with leg extensions. I haven't been able to leg press my T-band on my left leg. I've had problems with it for 2 years. Like, it literally, like, my kneecap, the outer left of my kneecap in my, like, TFL area, feels like they're gonna rip apart and snap for the past about 2 years. So I basically, leg days suck for me quad-wise, left leg, because that pain never goes away. And I know why it's caused, but I haven't, like, I'm just too lazy to fix it, honestly. It's because of the way I breathe and how my body is oriented, like left AIC pattern. I think that's what I fall into, categorized as, but which is most people. But I think I do it extremely bad, and I just don't breathe properly. So I should honestly work on getting that fixed, because that inhibits a lot of stuff. Like, my quads would definitely be better if I did do that. And there's been a recent debate whether or not neuromechanical matching is vaulted or not, all right? And I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand it enough to even understand, like, if neuromechanical matching is vaulted, or, like, I hate saying vaulted because it's such a stupid word. But honestly, for me, like, training-wise, so if you don't know what neuromechanical matching is, it's basically whatever muscle group has the best leverage is gonna be what's recruited most throughout the movement, all right? Now, what people are arguing is, like, that, what was the specific, why they think it's vaulted? Let me try and think. I don't remember. I didn't watch it too much. I've just seen one guy that's been talking about it. But anyways, regardless of whether or not it's vaulted or not, it's like, and this is like, obviously the pump has no indication of, I don't want to say indication, but it's not a stimulus. The only stimulus is mechanical tension, right? Just cross bridging. So that, in adaptations from that, right? So that is what causes muscle growth. But I feel like a lot of things can factor into a pump, like carbs, like hydration, everything. So, like, if taking those variables aside, like, wherever you feel the most active, like, pump wise, especially if you're not a beginner lifter, because beginner lifters, it can be harder just because, like, my muscle connection hasn't, like, it's not as great as when you actually have the muscles, like, developed, right? So I feel like wherever throughout the lift, like, now that they're arguing whether neuromechanical matching is, like, I feel whatever, like, basically, like, the leverages of where muscles are most active that has been studied on already is basically already where I feel the most, not pump, but, like, where I feel my muscles the most. So I feel like neuromechanical matching but I feel like neuromechanical matching is a good indication, like, where those leverages have already been set is a good base of where it's going to be recruited most for me, because I just feel most active in those areas regardless. So I'm not going to change my training and do full range of motion just because of people are arguing whether or not neuromechanical matching is a actual viable theory, you know? So I'm not going to change anything that I've done. Now, what I will say is, like, for quads specifically, I feel my quads better. So they have better leverage, like, towards the top end of locking out, right? Like 7 degrees or something. I feel my quads the best right there anyways, but I honestly, like, in the past, my quads have grown the most in the past, like, year, because they're the most underdeveloped because I broke my leg. So they are, like, my worst body part by far. But they have not caught up. I wouldn't say they've caught up, but they have definitely grown. So I'm going to focus more with leg extensions, more of the lockout type part, not like necessarily just locking out, right? But just training wherever I feel the most active, because like I don't feel people know like all these science-based lifters that I'm saying like so much because I'm trying to drive and think about what I'm going to say, and I haven't recorded a YouTube in so long that it's hard to talk while driving, right? And I don't even know where this crunch is at, so I'm literally just following directions on my phone. But if people were going to argue about this, and like the top authorities in the field that say they have a great understanding of it, and they're debating on whether it's true or not, bro, this is honestly like put even less faith into where stuff is recruited and things like that. It's just like, bro, wherever you feel it the most is probably like, yeah, obviously you can do a pump set, you do 100 reps and you're going to get a great pump. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're in a good rep range, a low rep range, everything's normal, you know, and you're feeling like your quads more, it's probably, I would say most likely going to be better to train in that range of motion than it is saying you going like really deep. Like say you're in a squat pattern, right? If you're going, all right, get off on 289, all right? So if you're going super deep on a squat pattern, and this is one of the things, like I don't agree with this, but this is what studies have shown, is that the lower you go in a squat pattern, like your quad's gonna get the same amount of growth with like 90 degrees and below, like, so you don't have to go all the way down, but you get more adductor stimulus in the bottom, right? I would say that adductor, and this is kind of backs up with science, right, is the more things that are going to be recruited, the less total perception of effort you have available to give to one muscle group. So what that means, like basic terms, is the more isolated something is, the more that one body part's going to grow. The more muscles you have to use, obviously more growth is going to occur in separate areas, but it's not going to be as much growth in the part you want, right? Not the one specific muscle. So when you go super deep, you're getting adductor and quad contribution. But when I go super deep in a squat pattern, I'm feeling mostly adductor. I have a really bias of doing external rotation. My pelvis just drops. Instead of actually getting more knee flexion and quad tension, my pelvis just drops, right? So I feel like that me going lower in a squat pattern, lower than 90, is actually hurting my gains. And it's not just, hey, I'm getting more adductor stimulus too on top of my quad gains. I don't feel that that's how it is. I think that it's actually taking away from my quads growing. So that is something that like just being more aware of my training, you know. I'm going to be focusing on that. So some stuff might change, but ultimately not a lot of it, all right? Sorry, I'm reading the directions on my phone. If I'm looking at the camera like an idiot, that's why, bro. Because like I have notifications popping up telling me where to go, and I'm trying to read them. But so yeah, just train low rep range, and with a perception of effort, what that means is like ultimately what a muscle contraction is your motor cortex signaling to a motor neuron to contract, all right? And the more, so many things can influence on how many contractions you can get out of it. It can be a physiological demand that you can't meet, or a neurological demand, right? So, all right, I'm back. I don't know how well the lighting is because obviously the sun is glaring down, so the lighting might be trash on my phone. But back to what I was saying. That's why things like, so like the perception of effort, you can only neurologically try so hard, right? So things like motivation and like just like how bad do you want it is ultimately going to be, outside of genetic realm, is going to be like where most of your gains coming from. And that's why people that train hard are bigger. I mean, not only are you going to failure, you're actually recruiting more motor units because of like you're just training smarter, right? But you're also, your perception of effort, you have more like to give, like you have more in the tank than other people that train like pussies. So just go in and train hard. And like I study like I don't want to say study, but I follow science-based lifting, like obviously you guys can tell. But outside of like if you know where stuff, like I'd say the most important thing is obviously frequency, like stuff like that. But if you know where joints, the most important thing is like frequency, split, like, but you need to know like this is like backed, like this stuff's probably I mean, I don't think it's going to change. It's like almost factual, or it is factual. Like, your muscle crosses a certain bone, like it has a muscle action. So, I mean, muscle actions is obviously one of the most important things just for being able to set up a split, right? So you're not being redundant. But outside of that, like, bro, if you just fucking train hard, like if you can correctly program a split, that seemed kind of gay. I don't know why I did my hand like that. But if you can correctly program a split and you know you don't have redundancy or anything, you have good frequency, bro, if you just stick to the split and you just fucking train hard, you're gonna grow. Like, you're gonna be like, and then people are like, yeah, but you're all right. I don't want to put my phone up on where I had it because it was starting to overheat, but I ran out of storage, so that's what it was. But now I have it cleared up, all right? But I'm at the gym now, so we're parked up. But I just want to finish what I was talking about. Like, the people, like, yeah, you can be a maximalist, all right? It's good to isolate things. Like, mechanistically, we know how things work. We know that if you have a stable, isolated exercise, like all these things that I preach, like, that's going to be better if you do that, right? Like, objectively, that is just better. How much they're really, like, playing into, like, how much is going to be a difference is negligible to certain things. Some things are obviously going to have greater, but if you can program, you know what you're doing, just train hard, bro, you're going to get bigger. You're going to have better genetics. And for the people that argue that genetics are such a huge factor, what I would ask for them is, like, it's usually people that genetics are a huge factor. Like, no doubt, like, the only reason Nick Walker is on the Olympia stage, or not, I don't want to say only reason because it takes away all of his work and all of the stuff he's done, but I'm saying one of the reasons, like, it wouldn't be possible if he had bad genetics, you know, like, obviously he has top of the line genetics, or, I mean, not structurally, but muscle building wise, and how he reacts to androgens, right? So, but the people that argue that it's like, you can look like you don't work out, or like, there's such great variance between people, like, bro, it lies on a bell curve, like, and if you're arguing that it's so much different for everyone, like the only reason that person looks like that is because he has genetics, and you're saying that's about every single person, it's like, bro, that's not how it works. It's like, there's an average means, like, and if you believe what you're saying is like so true, then how do you believe any outcome study? Like, if you take away mechanisms, like, how can you look at the outcome of a study and be like, well, hey, leg extensions is objectively better than blah blah blah, like, for your quads, right? It's like, well, you're only saying that because of outcomes of people that have done a study for a certain amount of time and grow, like, but if there's such variance between each person, like, well, that's just genetics, like, the outcomes don't even matter, like, you know, so it doesn't matter. So, like, studies wouldn't even apply, which is stupid. Everything's on a bell curve. There's an average mean to everything. It doesn't matter if you have good genetics or not. You're going to be able to build muscle and look better than the average person, because more than likely you are the average person, right? So, yeah, all right, let's go work out. I need to go show them my free membership, my free 7-day pass. Hopefully they'll let me record. If they don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just prop my phone up somewhere and just try and hide it, but I'll see you guys in the gym doing leg extensions. I just got done with my workout, and I can confidently say that was the worst workout I've had all year because the gym sucked, the machines were too light, I didn't have a gym pin. Yeah, that was terrible. I forgot to put on my maps. I didn't put them on, so alright, anyways, I'm back. I'm gonna go to a gas station and get a drink, something to drink, but yeah, the resistance profiles on the crunch machines, well, not only that, but why would you design a machine to move? Like, who is that retarded? Hey, let's make a machine, not only let's have the function that you're not training move. Let's have the seat move, because that's a genius idea. I don't know what they're thinking with that, but anyways, I do coach, so if you want to get coached by me, just go to my YouTube bio. I have my TikTok and Instagram in there, and comment or just DM me on Instagram or TikTok and just say coaching, or you're interested in coaching, whatever. Just DM me and I'll get back to you. But yeah, Controlled Insanity, that's the shirt I'm wearing. Website is in the bio. My code is code Jake. If you want to support me for affiliate, you also get a discount if you use my code. So if you want the clothes, Controlled Insanity, what else? yeah, that's pretty much it. If you need like protein or anything, everything I use, like pre-workout, protein, any of that, straps, it's all in my TikTok shop. So you can go there if you want that. Almost just ran a red light, but I didn't. But yeah, that workout sucked. I don't know. Kind of pissed me off because the one time I switched to gyms, bro, that's the gym I picked. I should have went to like a Planet Fitness or something because that was just terrible, bro. Like, yeah. It was like 65 degrees. I didn't even break a sweat in there, bro. In the bathroom, so like, bro, it was just, that was terrible. I'm sorry to go back. I hate being out here at Tech. So, not much else to say. Like, subscribe. And this idiot just made a illegal U-turn. And of course, I picked the one gas station that doesn't have anywhere to go inside. I'll see you guys later.